This is Money Talks.
Hi, my name is Ibukun Oyedeji, President CFA Society Nigeria. Join me and a host of other financial industry practitioners for Money Talks with CFA Society Nigeria.
Money Talks with CFA Society Nigeria. Let's talk about money. Hello everyone and welcome to Money Talks. Money Talks is brought to you by CFA Society Nigeria and is a financial literacy program. Smart. Uzechi is my name. You can call me Captain Smart and that'll be very, very okay. We started discussing something last week on this program, dispute resolution and protection mechanisms for bank customers. We started discussing that and we had a guest, Musa Bagudu, CFA, who is the head of Quantitative Analysis and Compliance Monitoring Office in the Reserve Management Department of the Central Bank of Nigeria, with risk management and compliance oversight on Nigeria's external reserves investment. We started to discuss with him last week and it was such an eye-opening encounter that we had with Musa last week. It was so good that we had to plead with him to make a return to the program today to advance what he started last week and also to give an ample time for the listener to engage with Musa, ask questions. Those of you who are having issues with your bank, maybe transactions at the bank, you have had one problem or the other with any bank at all, you can ask a question or how to go about it, and Musa will be ready to provide answers. So it's not an easy thing to pull him again for a second week running, but it was so gracious of him to accept to be on the program again today. And so we have, for the second week running, Musa Bagudu joins us virtually this evening. Musa Bagudu. Musa, good evening to you and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Captain Smart, for having me once again. And then thank you to a special greeting to our our audience. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. You can call us on the telephone if you want to be part of the program. Perhaps you have a question to ask. You have a clarification to seek. You can ask a question. Do you have an issue doing banking transactions? Do you think you can be better protected as a bank customer? You can ask those questions, or you have complaints to make. You can ask, and maybe Musa can just provide an answer that will help you sort out a problem that you've had for some time now. The number to call us will be 0700 923 923 923. That's 0700 923 923 923. You can also call 0814 0000 923. That's 0814 0000 923. Or you can send us a message on WhatsApp 0817 313 6193. That's 0817 313 6193. And you will be having your answers on the program this evening. So Musa, let's just go quickly before the calls will start to come in, because only today somebody was telling me about how they had a failed transaction at the bank, at one of her bank branches, and then how they had to tell her that she has to wait for 72 hours or thereabout, and it's been more than 72 hours now, no show. And I just remembered this program. I said I hope she's listening so she can ask that question. So but let's begin from this particular point where we know there are millions of bank accounts in Nigeria, anywhere between say 151 to 200 million. As such, being aware of the protection mechanisms available in that space. So what is dispute resolution and consumer protection in the context of banker-customer relationship? Because people have bank accounts they're not even aware of. So what does this mean in this context? Can you tell us what dispute resolution and consumer protection in the context of banker-customer relationship, what is it really?
Thank you. That we discussed, this is part of what we discussed last week, and so I'll just be very brief on that, and then also be telling us that I'm not holding brief for the central bank. I'm just saying my own as a citizen that knows something around consumer protection. So on dispute resolution, those are the things that the central bank put in place to ensure that when those disputes arise out of the transactions that we have, out of the partnership and relationship that we have with our customers, which we have already defined in the other conversation and viewers can have access to anytime. Those things that is the dispute. So those resolution mechanisms that are put in place to ensure that customers are not taking undue advantage of, they are protected from unfair, exploitative and unethical kind of predatory practices of financial institutions. Those things that are put in place are what we call consumer protection mechanisms.
All right. Very well. So we want to ask a question to the audience right now. If you think maybe a bank has taken advantage of you unduly, you have had a failed transaction, you are trying to use your ATM card at an ATM and they've debited you, and the person you were trying to send the money to didn't get the credit, and they have asked you to come in 72 hours, is waiting on end, or you transferred money to somebody, the person hasn't gotten it, your bank has debited you, and you've gone to the bank back and forth. This is your show. Whatever you have had to deal with as a customer of a bank, and you feel that, they have not protected me here, this is your chance. You can call in 0700-923-923-923, or you can call 0814-0000-923, or just send us a message on WhatsApp 0817-313-6193. So Musa, let's begin with this friend of mine who actually spoke to me, today, who said, I did a transaction in the bank and they've debited me, but the person who I was trying to send the money to hasn't gotten the money. I'm now asked to wait for 72 hours, and it's beyond 72 hours. Money I no see from my account. The person who won't try to pay, get money, and me, I am the one waiting. So what remedies do they have?
Yeah, thank you. This is a very much occurring thing. It's when you do a transaction within the same bank. So if it is the same bank you have a transaction with, within 24 hours the transaction should reverse. That is within the same bank. If it's the same bank, so it is and where the account is right. But if you are doing a transaction for like you are transferring to another person in another bank, and then your account is debited, and then the other person has not received any debit, within that within 48 hours, if it's ATM transaction, it should be able to be reversed. So if you are not reversed and you say 72 hours, then I think this will mean that you have to follow our dispute resolution mechanisms that we have in place. You now have to contact the bank with a letter of complaint, because the bank is supposed to have resolved this within the 48 hours. And if they have not done that, please write the bank. When they say 72 hours, and then after 72 hours, nothing has been done, please write them, follow the complaints, and then afterwards, we'll have to take it from there. But then please write the bank and make sure that they give you a receipt of the acknowledgement of your complaint.
So when they now say write the bank and copy the CBN, how does that help? So when they say write the bank and copy the CBN, what does it mean? Okay, the caller here, is yes. We have a call on the line. Let's take this call. Hello, good evening. Okay, while we are trying to connect that call, when they say write the bank and copy the CBN, or they say go on social media, you can write to the bank and then you copy the CBN, and people think that the CBN is a very big bank. Would they have time to attend to people who have complaints against banks, because the CBN is supposed to be overseeing the banks?
Yes, this is a good one. That is the reason why the CBN in 2012 actually established a department called Consumer Protection Department, especially to take care of the consumers of all those banks that we regulate. So if I want to tell you this, you have not asked me, but I want to tell you that since inception, this department has resolved about 46,000 cases, which have been escalated to them. And then this complaint, they have about 6,000 complaint or so against other banks. So 46,000 cases solved, 6,000 cases against other financial institutions like microfinance also taken care of. So they have also recovered 124 billion, actually over 124 billion to customers, consumers. So you see that they are actually working. They are doing these things, and because when they wake up in the morning, they go to office, their own attention is just on the consumers or the customers of banks, and that is what they do. So yes, if you write, so when we say write to the central bank, the first part is when your bank is saying that you have copied the central bank. Psychologically, the bank will want to say there is an eagle eye somewhere that is looking at what we are doing. So the bank may want to sit up, right, and take care of it. But then even if they don't, at the end of the day, when you submit those complaints to us, we take it up. The central bank will take it up. The Consumer Protection Department will take it up, and then the case will be resolved. Yes,
I got it.
All right.
You can call us on the telephone 0700-923-923-923. That's 0700-923-923-923. Or you can also call us on 0814-0000-923. Those of you who say, oh, we have issue with this bank, I did this transaction, I made a transfer, or people who have said, I'm sitting in my house and money is being taken from my account. Yeah, Musa, a message is coming in here now. Somebody said,
okay,
I operate an account in a bank, and I didn't go to the bank. I didn't make any withdrawal. In fact, I did not even take an ATM. I refused to take an ATM card, for this my account. But I sat in my house and my account was being debited from transactions I did not make. Going to my bank, and they are saying to me that you must have compromised your password. And I said, I don't have any ATM card. They say you must have been careless with your banking details and all of that. This person is saying, what remedies do I have?
This is a clear case that he actually has a case to make the complaint. So please, if you are listening to us now, this is what you do. Write again. If you don't have the complaint that you have filed with your bank, please write them again and make sure you have an acknowledgement of the complaint. Write to your bank first, because usually our policy is that the bank must have to look at it, and then we give them 2 weeks to resolve. Let them have that complaint. Now, if you give them that time and they have not responded, like he's saying, please lodge your complaint to the Consumer Protection Department. The same thing that, I gave the number, and we can, if you allow us, we can still say it here, so that you can just send the complaint online, or you can go to any of the CBN branches and drop your complaint. So it can be to, if you are sending email, it is cpd@cbn.gov.ng. If you are writing a letter, it will be to Director, Consumer Protection Department, Central Bank of Nigeria, and then you can drop it in any of the branches, and it will be taken care of. This is a complaint that we want to be looking at. The department will go through it, look at it. If there is any compromise, we will find out. If there is no compromise, they will ensure that you have your refund. No customer is allowed to just go and suffer from what he has not done. You must have compromised. If not, if there's no compromise, please you get your refund from
all right.
the bank.
Okay, we'll have a call on the line. Hello, good evening to you. Welcome to Money Talks.
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Please turn down the volume on your radio, please.
Yeah, good evening. My name is Tammy. I'm calling from Victoria Island.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, I did a transaction sometime over a week ago with UBA Bank. I've called the customer care. They said they will reverse it. They said I should call back in 3 days' time, 3 working days. 3 working days came. I called them, and then they said I should give them another 3 working days. I have called them again today, and they said I should wait for the end of business. So I'm confused. I don't even know what. Just supposed to reverse the transaction since it was not done automatically. So in that case, what am I supposed to do?
Okay, thank you very much. Musa, I hope you heard that one.
Yes, and it's a good case. Sometimes because you are calling, you don't have the record of the fact that you have lodged in a complaint. All the banks have a complaint management system that they have, and then the central bank have access to look at it and then see what is happening. So that is why we say, please lodge your complaint with the bank. Let them acknowledge. Let that be an acknowledgement that you have gone there and then you have complained about the transaction. And then that is what you now put together and send to the central bank to take care of. If the bank is aware that you have this complaint ticket with you, they may know that, yes, this person may be able to take it up. And so probably that will encourage them to take care of your transaction. But yes, please, don't forget, you can get that ticket, because there will be a number that will say, yes, we have received this and we have logged in this complaint. Get it and then file it with the central bank after giving them the due notice.
All right, you can call the telephone number 0700-923-923-923. You can call that number, or you can call 0814-0000-923. You can also send a message on WhatsApp 0817-313-6193. If you have any issue with any bank that you're transacting with, whatever it is, your money getting missing in the bank, you have done a transaction, the person you're transferring money to has not got it, or something, ATM issues, this is your chance. You can call in and ask a question. There's an expert here, an authority, in fact. All right, the number to call 0700-923-923-923, or you can call 0814-0000-923. You can also send us a message on WhatsApp 0817-313-6193. You can send a message, or you can record a voice note and send to the number 0817-313-6193. That's 0817-313-6193. And your questions will be answered here. And this message here says, good evening, Captain Smart. Greetings to your guest. I tried to transfer money from my account using USSD code with the Red Bank. After several failed transactions, they still deducted charges. After weeks of trying, the money in my account had drastically reduced and the purpose of the money was defeated. It was really painful in this SACPA period. Thank you. So this is somebody saying, I will have calls here. Let me take this call so you can answer them at the same time. It's a shame that the calls are dropping. Hello, good evening. So this person, and then, okay, they have resorted to send a voice note. Let's listen to this particular voice note. Maybe this is somebody who's been trying to reach us all the while, has now sent a voice note here. Let's see.
Hey, good afternoon, Smart. Good afternoon, the guest in the house. Yeah, as at last 2 weeks, Saturday, maybe on the 27th, I did a transaction trying to withdraw from a POS. It was declined from the POS and I was debited. And on the following Monday, which was last week Monday, I went to the bank and lodged a complaint. They said, okay, I should give them 5 to 7 working days. Today was the final day, so I had to go to the bank today. And they confirmed to me that the transaction was successful. I had to call my POS vendor, telling her, okay, this is the outcome of the complaint I laid in bank. They said the transaction was successful. She said no, that it's not. So I said, okay, calm down, please. Can you help me check your POS and confirm this? Okay, I even asked the bank to help me print out a receipt, but they told me, okay, it's going to take 24 hours. I can't collect it immediately. That I should come back tomorrow, right? And after getting back to the POS, okay, this is what it is now. Please, can you help me print out the declined receipt from your home POS now? I've been calling her since morning now. She refused answering my call. I don't understand.
You may have to take the question afterwards. I can't.
Okay, you can't hear. Okay, just did a POS transaction. The thing was declined, and he can't get his money from the POS merchant. and the money is not in the bank where he was trying to transfer it to, so he's confused. So that one, and this other question that also came in here, this person says, who is to be held responsible? I go to a bank to keep my money, and then there's a fraud on my account. The money is with the bank. How am I going to be held responsible? I gave the bank my money to keep for me, and I'm in my house, and they say there's a fraud. Who is to blame? So Musa, quickly.
No, I think I can answer that one straight. Is the bank. If you had already given them the money and you have your slip, you have a deposit slip that says yes, you have paid in your money, and then there's a fraud afterwards. Your money is with the bank. The bank has taken your money. They will credit your account with it.
Wow.
So that should be straight. The other one is about the POS. I think somebody mentioned about POS.
Yes.
If your person is listening to us, this case can be escalated. If you have a POS transaction that you are going up and down on, please just remember the consumer protection is here to protect you and protect your right. So you can actually escalate that case. You have a clear case for escalation. There's also another one that talks about charges on transactions that keep on reversing.
Yes.
Now, unfortunately, those charges are from telcos, so they are not charges that go to the bank. Usually, those other charges are for using the USSD, so they are not charges that go to the bank. So they may not be part of what the bank will have to reverse.
Oh, wow.
So if there are charges that are taken by the bank, it will be a different charge. But if it's charging because you have used the text message, right? So those charges will be the telcos that will take it.
All right. Okay. Another message here. Stella says, I was at a shop trying to buy some items, and I hear over the announcement that POS failed transactions, that the supermarket will not be held responsible, that it's going to be between me and my bank. But the POS is in the supermarket. Why is that? Stella is asking the question, Musa.
Yes, that's what you have. This disclaimer. Everybody wants to put a disclaimer. Actually, yes. What I know they do is they give you a failed ticket, a failed transaction ticket, so that you have the ticket and then you go to the bank to lodge your complaint, and then it's expected that your bank will take care of it and then reverse the transaction after the specified number. So if it is, if you are all in the same bank, it is within the reversal should happen within 24 hours. Otherwise, you have to give them 48 hours for it to be reversed.
And the recurring question, I've had like 2 or 3 people send me this message here. They are saying that during the waiting period, who takes responsibility? This person said, assuming that's all the money I have, who takes responsibility?
Unfortunately, for the central bank, they will want to resolve cases based on the fact of the cases that they've seen. But then that does not mean that you cannot also escalate your case to the appropriate authority. All parties are responsible. Money comes to you. Your money is already. It's not in your account, but then it's not in the other bank, so it's somewhere in between. Now, for those periods, you'll just be waiting for it to be escalated. For the issue to be resolved. What we are saying, the question that is asking is, when he escalates to the central bank now, who takes care of the waiting period? Which you just take care of the wait. We just take so all the parties, we take care of the waiting period. If you are losing something from that waiting period, for us, we may just make sure that your money is returned to you if there is no issue around it. If after everything there's no issue, but if you feel you feel strongly that you need better compensation, of course you can escalate your case further.
And this is the last question we're going to take here. Another WhatsApp message that came in. I would appreciate if you can answer this one in just 30 seconds because we're out of time. This person says, why do banks charge for ATM card maintenance when the card is in my possession?
No, the guide to bank charges allow them to charge a token to take care of the use of the ATM. So it's not it's just the maintenance, right? The maintenance is just called the maintenance charge. It's approved in the guides to bank charges. So they are just following the guide to bank charges. It cannot be more than what is approved for them.
So people are now saying the card is in my pocket. So what are they maintaining? So the card is in my pocket.
So this right is both ways. You protect your own, the bank protects. Even when the card is with you, the bank is also aware that there is a card that is with you, and they have to make sure that anytime you present it, they want to put every mechanism in place to ensure that anytime you present that your card, it is recognized as your card, and then you get value for your transactions.
Okay, Musa, very quickly, Tammy has sent a message here. Tammy says, in writing to the CBN, which department are we supposed to write to in case of all of these infractions?
Yes, please, you write to the Director of Consumer Protection Department, Central Bank of Nigeria. You can drop it at any branch of the bank, or you can just send an email, as I said. Thank you.
Oh, what's the session we've had? You see why I insisted that Musa has to come back a second day to actually answer the questions, and he's done very well. Musa Bagudu, CFA, has been our guest on the program this evening. He's the head of Quantitative Analysis and Compliance Monitoring Office of the Reserve Management Department of the CBN. Musa, thank you very much for your time again this evening. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. Sorry that we don't have the time to take some other questions.
Yes, it's like that. Maybe another time we'll bring you again. Thank you so much, Musa.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Bye-bye. Take care.
That's our show.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Money Talks, hosted by the CFA Society Nigeria. Stay connected with us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, X, and YouTube at CFA Society Nigeria. Follow us for more financial insight and updates. Keep a date with us next time.